I close my eyes. Only for a moment, and the moment's gone. All my dreams pass before my eyes. A curiosity. Dust in the wind. All they are is dust in the wind. Wake up. Wake up, Salim, wake up. There's somebody at the door. Wake up. You see, we had just gotten back to Houston. We'd just been there a few days, and there I am. It's early morning. I'm in my pajamas. My wife's waking me up. Somebody's at the door. Who is it? Nobody even knows we're here. Nobody even knows we're back in Houston yet. I look through the peephole. Yeah. It's the feds. I look at my wife. I say, take the kids, go inside. I better put some pants on. There's nothing like being interrogated in your pajamas. The feds have already got to me. My name's Salim Siddiqui. You're listening to the strangest story you've ever heard. This is hot conflict, and as everybody knows, I'm not even the guy you're looking for. You see, we had decided to come back to the States. We decided to change everything. This is it. We're going back. It's a post-9/11 world, and we're not playing the game anymore. We're going to go back and be dedicated members of society. We're going to get educations, build a family, live out the normal American dream. I'm going back to school. My wife's going back to school. I decided to go to law school, get a professional degree. My wife's going to finish her undergrad, then maybe pursue a professional degree herself. We're going to try and get a piece of the American pie, try and fit in, get the house in the suburbs, raise our kids. Think long term. Plan long term, because we're not at war with America. And yeah, everything seems like it's going crazy. Everything seems like it's wild. People are talking about an East-West conflict, what's going on, but I'm not involved in any of that. I'm not interested in any of that. I've really got to think things through. I've really got to plan it out. I really got to... That's it. I'm going to commit. You know, I've been the one always thinking, the end of the world is coming. The end of the world is coming. Listen, there are plenty of scholars and plenty of soothsayers and plenty of fortune tellers or bums on the street who can tell you that the world is going to end. Finding paths that lead to destruction. Finding the roads that lead to calamity. Finding roads that end in tribulation. That's actually pretty easy, brothers and sisters. That's every path. That's every road. Right? You're looking for how to avoid the trials. You're looking for how to avoid the tribulation. You're looking for how to avoid the great apocalypse, or what we call Armageddon. Yeah, the key is not falling into the fitnah or the trial. The key is avoiding it, right? And I don't want to be involved in anything. I'm not involved with any political organizations, nations, states, governments, terrorism, plots, political theories, none of it. I'm just not interested. I think I'm looking for something more. But I don't know what it is that I'm looking for, and I'm in a pretty bad state, brothers and sisters. Let's be telling you the truth, because I've decided I've spent so much time studying Islam, and I've spent so much time learning, and I've gone to all the scholars. I've looked for those wise elders, and I've sat with them and listened to them and read their books and heard their tapes and sat by their feet and ask them questions. But I still don't understand. You see, what is this all about? What are we trying to do? Now we're back in the States, and I decided I'm going to be a part of the system. I don't want to be treated like a terrorist. I'm not the guy you're looking for, and this is one of those times, brothers and sisters, where after so many years, I'm coming back into the States, me and my wife and my family, and everybody's freaking out about terrorism, so I shave my beard. Clean skin, you know? Like a Roman. Yeah, brothers and sisters. My wife takes off her hijab. You know, we don't want to be suspected of anything. We don't want to be harassed. We don't want to be troubled. We're not the people that you're looking for. We're normal. We're not terrorists. And I think to myself, is this how far it's gotten that we have to kind of hide who we are and kind of fit in a little bit more and not stand out because we don't want people to know what we truly feel. We can't truly speak freely. We can't truly express ourselves and our culture, and we don't actually have the full liberty to practice our faith because people are hunting us down and accusing us all of being enemies of America. This is where we're from. You see, the confusion had started to get strange and things had started to change. I'd gotten back to Houston and started hanging out with, nobody in particular because I didn't really want to be involved in anything. And I thought, okay, I'm coming back to law school. I got to be totally a professional. I don't want to be involved in the masjids. I don't want to be involved in the Islamic organizations. I don't want to be involved in any of these things. But one of the brothers from 10 years ago, a mujahid, my brother, the one who pledged by hand his oath to me, so many years ago. He finds out I'm back in Houston. He says, let's get together. We go hang out in a restaurant first couple weeks while I'm back. And it's 2003. And we're hanging out in a restaurant and he's saying to me, all right, Brother Salim, you see what's going on? So what's the plan? And I give him a shtick, and we talk for 2, 3, 4 hours. I don't know how many hours we talked that day. Brothers and sisters, if you're going to have a conversation with me, a real sit-down with me, it might be a while. I convinced the brother it's time for us to think long-term. We've been thinking about the plan, and he'd been traveling back and forth, and the situation for him had gotten pretty bad, He had been interrogated so many times. He'd been shot at. Nobody knew who shot at him and what was really going on here in the States. And a lot of the brothers who had hung out with me in the early days, they'd been a little bit hassled by the government, and things were starting to get real heated after 9/11. And so I'm convincing him it's time for you to think long term. It's time for you to think about getting a degree, get the education, go back into the whole system. And he's having a hard time with it. And I'm convincing him, and I'm saying, you know what? You got to decide. I'm doing law school, but maybe for you, medicine, dental, something in the, medical field. We've got to get into positions where we're established, where we have finances, where we're grounded, where we're fully functioning members of society. Because right now, they're treating us like we're rogue, underground sleeper cell agents, and we're not even involved in anything, and we're being hunted down like hostiles when we're actually born and raised here. And we're not trying to destroy America. That's just insane. As the weeks go by, I'm convincing the brother, maybe you got to figure out school and crazy ideas, loopholes. You can go to this country, go to that country. And within the next few weeks, with a little bit of help from me and organizing around and running around with papers and making the calls, a handful of days later, this mujahid of mine is actually following my lead, and he's been accepted to get into a medical program on one of the islands in the Caribbean, and just like that, he's gotten his transcripts transferred, and they've got his paperwork, and he's accepted, and he's becoming a doctor. And the closest brother to me, one of the closest brothers to me, this mujahid, a long friend of mine, now, he's married. He's got a family. I'm married. I got a family. And this is the first time we're seeing each other for a long time. And he's accepted and he's going to medical school. And the plan's actually working. And he actually ships off. It's September 2003. And my brother takes off. I get a call. A few days later, I don't know how many days, I'm not even paying attention because I'm sent the guy off. He's gone. I get a call from his wife. She says, Brother Salim? Yes? I'm the wife of so-and-so, and he told me that if anything was ever wrong, if I ever needed to trust somebody, if I ever needed help from somebody, you're the person I'm supposed to trust. Something's wrong. I can't find my husband. We think he's been picked up by the police over there. We think he's been picked up. We think something's happened. We don't know what's going on. I'm trying to talk to a lawyer. I'm trying to find out, and the next thing I know, there's some crazy scenario going on. Days go by, weeks, time. It turns out that the local cops on the island had picked him up